What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the Kofi gang. What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the Kofi gang for being here, being involved and being active. Today we are going to have a look at another version of On by BTS. Shout out to you guys. A day or two before I checked out the On official video, which I was confused as hell, and you guys said, oh, watch the other things about it. I was like, yeah, sure, I will. So we're going to check out On Kinetic Manifesto film, right? So this is more of a dance version of it. And on the Prima, if I have it right, I'm not sure. I'm just reading stuff on the screen. And then I will do my best to also check out the explanation with DK TV, right? So stay tuned for both of them. We are going to do two things at once. Shout out to you, 방탄소년단. We are strong as ever. Shout out to the BTS army. Let the blood of the BTS army flow with the purple hearts in the comment section. Shout out to you guys. We are here. Let's check this out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any other recommendations, also let me know in the comment sections below. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter. You can also find me on Twitch, where I do some streams every now and then. Shout out to you guys. Let's go. This was in 2019. Okay. Oh, so this is the live performance one, the one that I watched before. Okay. Oh, that formation. Jermaine. Wow. Movie. If I understand correctly, you guys mentioned that the band is from UCLA, right? So these are American students, I guess, that they worked with. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Ooh, I love that wave. Come on. Those harmonies, man. If you guys want to check out my actual musical reaction to it, go check out the official video one, because I do both the music reaction and the video reaction, right? This one I'm just checking out this video, so I don't want to go too much deep into the music reaction again, because that would be doing my job twice, right? So yeah. Woo! Oh. Nice. Sugar. You know what I love? When they were drumming and then BTS were dancing and then they went to the back of Sugar, and then by the time we realized BTS was drumming and then the drummers were on the floor holding the drums up. That transition is so cool. And they go behind them. Nice. Love that church piano mode. What? Vocals. Okay. Oh yeah! Come on, Jimin! Oh! You know what the instruments remind me of? It reminds me of an actual school band, like the you know them American school bands where they have the trumpets, the bass, the entire students holding, like Coachella, the things that Beyonce does. I don't know the name for it. They have the entire band, right? The trumpets, the drums, the whole cheerleading thing, right? So that's what it sounds like, because I'm loving the trombone and the trumpet in the background. Oh, I love that. Come on, JK. Wow. That's just amazing. Literally what I said. What I literally said is literally what's happening right now. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the band. I'm seeing the trombone come up, the tuba come out, the bassoon. I'm seeing all of it. Literally what I just talked about. That's amazing. Yeah. All right, let's make some things clear. Okay, should this be allowed? That shouldn't be allowed. Jimin should be banned. Jimin should be banned from cameras. All right. And I know that last vocal line was Jimin, because he usually does that inflection in the voices when he does that. Beast. I really enjoy this, man. I really enjoy this. Let's check out the meaning. Shout out to DK TV. This is on the music video explained. Right, let's get right into it.
BTS is back with what seems to be the second and the
this is a different guy. Okay. Alright. Okay.
final entry to the Map of the Soul series. The title song, On, has an epic music video that's packed with all sorts of references. But before we go on to the MV, let's decipher the lyrics first. And just a quick reminder, I have explained the basic concepts of the Jungian psychology many times in previous videos. So I suggest you go watch these videos in the pinned comments before you watch this if you're unfamiliar with such concepts.
Okay, we'll get it.
Right off the bat, Jimin talks about his troubles. His having trouble finding out who to listen to. And as he takes steps forward, his shadows become bigger. As you may remember, shadows are repressed, less desired elements of one's personality. The more he listens to others, the more of himself he has to repress, and the bigger his shadow gets.
Wow.
Here RM talks about his troubling thoughts and how he's not fully comprehending whether it is him that is having these troubling thoughts or the shadow. In reality, it is both, as the shadow is a part of him, and the shadow is not the only one shaking. It is him too. He realizes this in the next line. RM shows his vulnerability by admitting that his troubled state has made him fearful and not okay.
Yeah.
However, he has come to a realization that he must accept the shadows. In this beautiful line, he calls shadows the black wind.
The black wind,
a very imaginative metaphor
black wind.
For the shadow that really captures how his shadows are shaking in trouble, as he is as well.
Black wind.
He says that he will fly with the black wind, the shadows, meaning he will embrace it and become a better person with it.
Yes.
Now, encountering and embracing the shadow is a key step in the process of individuation. The process of individuation in Jungian psychology is where the unconscious parts of the psyche, such as the shadow, are brought into conscious. And thus developing personality and making the person distinct and unique. Do you believe that through individuation, one could achieve mental and physical health and become just a better human being overall? You could say that the entire Map of the Soul series is about BTS's process and journey to individuation. And here on this verse, it is where they finally come to embrace their shadows and bring them to the conscious. In the pre-chorus, BTS has fully committed to the individuation process. They see that they must throw themselves into two worlds, the two worlds being the unconscious and the conscious parts of the psyche. They must see both sides in order to be truly whole, truly develop their character. Also, we need to talk about this interesting line. 미치지 않으려면 미쳐야 해. I think this line refers to how sometimes what people consider sane is insane if you think about it, and vice versa. BTS, who have figured out their path to individuation, they have decided to go deeper into the shadows, into the repressed elements of their mind, their pain, which to a normal human being may seem like it's going against their intuition and instincts. No sane person deliberately tries to delve deeper into their pain. However, if you really think about it, maybe more people are insane than sane, as they are never really truly grounded to their true self or even know what the true self is.
Very interesting.
So in a sense, delving deeper into your pain to find out more about yourself and to grow is actually the same thing to do, while others who do not go such depths and decide to live the way the life is handed to them are, in fact, insane.
It's the image, isn't it? Because that's what it is. You have to appear sane, not actually be sane. And that is what we promote now. A lot of people walking around dead, walking. They're all dead inside, but then they're walking because the image appearance of sanity is much more marketable rather than actual sanity, right? So a lot of people who fail to go with the game of buying in on the, making sure that everything appear the same and just, calling out the truth of how things are, they are usually cancelled. They are usually, destroyed by everyone else that just wants to keep the appearance. It happens in a lot of dysfunctional relationships and in a society that do not really appreciate truth for what it is, right? So people that prefer honesty and just have already dealt with the monster inside, they are really comfortable being themselves, and which is the same thing to do because you don't care about the image, you actually care about how it actually is. Meanwhile, majority of people care about how things appear to be or how things could be or how things should be rather than how things actually are. So you tend to realize that people that tend to call out how things are usually oppressed or usually pushed out of society just so we can keep the image and everything that's nice, right? Because that's the same thing to do. Meanwhile, that's insane. But then the same thing to do is to actually deal with how things actually are, right? That's my own take.
Hence, you need to be insane to be sane in this world.
Bring the pain. I love the harmonies, man.
The process of individuation can be painful. Our minds want to draw
Definitely.
on security and stability. However, for individuation to take place, for our minds to grow, we need to fight our urges to stay in our comfort zone. We need to take risks getting into the unconscious. This can mean doing something that you have never done before, or something that others just don't do. Individuation is a journey of conflict. There is no birth of consciousness without
pain,
said Carl Jung.
Wow.
BTS understands this and is braced and ready to take on that pain.
Deal.
Here, J-Hope is in full Wiseman mode. He knows, as he stated in his previous lines, that acknowledging their shadows are going to be helping them grow as a person.
Definitely.
Furthermore, he's not afraid to take on the pain of confronting the shadows. A contrast to what RM was saying in the first verse of the song when he was a little bit confused.
He was afraid, yes.
He knows the process and how this will help him become a better person. So he accepts it and he actively asks for more pain, as it'll only callous them and make them stronger.
Beautiful. Wow. Come on, JK. Oh.
Just from the lyrics, the song is about growth and full acceptance of one's shadows in order to become a better person. I really like how the song has an element of progression to it, how it starts from being confused and fearful about one's shadows to accepting it and asking for more pain so that they can grow.
Yeah.
It really is a nice way to end the Map of the Soul saga. The music video is in similar vein. I know there's a lot of different takes on the music video, but I'll try to keep my theory connected to the themes of the individuation process and its development of one's wholeness as a person through confronting the shadow and unconscious. In the beginning, we see a battlefield that has many lying dead, with Jin picking up a dove that has been shot down by an arrow. I think the battlefield represents the battles inside the psyche, not that of the actual outside world, as the song and the entire series is about going inside your mind. In fact, I'm going to go out of my way to say that the entire setting of the music video is within the psyche. The dead dove represents peace, as it does in many different cultures, more specifically the Bible here, as this MV heavily references from the Bible. The dove has been shot down because BTS is going through sort of a war inside their minds. They are confused and doubtful, as the beginning of the lyrics suggest. And peace is no more in their psyches. Here in the next shot, Jungkook is running away from some structure that looks like tall walls. He has thorns on his hands, like handcuffs. In a recent video, he actually stated that he is running away because he got kicked out after the people of that walled castle have discovered his special ability. I think this is a reference to the Garden of Eden and how Adam
he was cast away
of the tree of knowledge of good and evil and was banished from Eden. And here, Jungkook represents Adam. This is essentially a metaphor for no longer being in an innocent, infant-like state as Adam and Eve were prior to eating the fruit. It is essentially Jungkook being thrown out.
Hey, yo, who drew these, bro? Hey, whoever drew these should be arrested.
Adam and Eve were prior to eating the fruit.
Hey, whoever drew these should be arrested and put in jail. What the hell? Look at Eve, bro. Who is that meant to be? Eve? God, hey, put him in jail.
essentially Jungkook being thrown out into the world, out from the protection of God or the walls of Eden or the castle here, and being forced to face the turmoils of the world. As I've said in the lyric breakdown, such hardship
I love the background music.
is
So
essential
sick.
in the process of individuation. In Jimin's
I
shot,
love the
he
background
is
music.
with the drummer
Nice.
boy, which many armies have been speculating it represents war, as they have been extensively used in wars to signal between soldiers. I personally found this part the most confusing, as the MV seems to be full of Bible references, but I could not find anything regarding drummer boys in the Bible.
Yeah.
Going with the army's theory that the boy represents war, I think Jimin is preparing for another fight, an inner fight in his psyche in order to come to accept his shadow. V starts his appearance in what seems to be resembling Jesus on a cross.
On the cross, yes, I mentioned
He
that.
also has a blindfolded girl next to him, which in the Bangtan TV sketch video he calls Lena. Lena derives from the biblical name Magdalene. Mary Magdalene from the Bible is a devout follower of Jesus Christ. She was present at the cross when Jesus was dying and also was the first to see Jesus after his resurrection. I think in this scene, V represents the hope that's yet to be realized, as he is still laying on the ground in a crucified-like posture. And Lena is blindfolded. The devout follower of him has yet to see him become alive in the metaphorical sense. This reflects rather confused and doubtful state of the first lines of the verse. RM's shot is an obvious reference to Noah's Ark. Judging
I mentioned that when I reacted. I mentioned it. No,
from the state of the ship, the Great Flood seems to have already passed here. I think the Great Flood represents a great turmoil in the psyche, like confronting the shadow and identifying your ego and self from the persona. RM has already asked these questions in the persona intro. Perhaps this is why he has already passed the Great Flood in this scene. In the Bible, after the flood, Noah meets a new world, and so will RM and BTS after the process of individuation is over. They will come to a new world, a new actualized self. In this scene, Jin brings back the dead dove to his room. The room is full of empty cages, likely the other doves that have been there but have died. This shows that there is no more peace in the world, in the psyche. Then something magical happens. The dead dove seems to come alive as its cage starts moving. Perhaps BTS wanted to show that it's only when you lose all peace in your mind and really confront your shadows that you can really truly gain the true inner peace. Now in the next scene, Jungkook passes out and is in a field with J-Hope. I think this scene represents psychic death. This is where one's psyche shifts back to the existential position of the natural self. Jung believed that the fundamental transformation of the psyche would have radical improvements on one's quality of life. Essentially, psychic death is thinking you know everything and then going to realize that you
don't know anything.
Only when you reach that state can you have a fundamental transformation of your psyche. During the psychic death, the self remains intact. This is because the self is deeper in the psyche than the ego and much less personal. It's rather archetypical. J-Hope seems to represent the self that remains from Jungkook's psychic death. Then in the next scene, we have Suga in the midst of some ritual. Now, one YouTuber named Bookish Theory suggested that this represents alchemy, as it has the 4 colors that represent each stages of alchemy. Jung used alchemy as a symbolic representation of individuation. So it does seem to make sense that this would be in the music. What happens after this scene supports this interpretation. The drummer boy starts playing drums, doors to the wall open. V rids Lena of her blindfolds, allowing her to see hope and the new land behind the walls. All signals for hope and a brighter future. Everyone gathers around the open door trying to walk into the new land of hope. Jungkook goes into a pond, which somewhat resembles a baptism. Essentially another metaphor for ego death and psychic death. He trades his thorns for a cone shell. When he blows on the shell, I think this scene represents how he has become enlightened. Knows that now he can and he must take on the shadows, as him doing so turns the skies dark and cloudy, and he is now confronting the shadows. We now have the dance break. I think this can be interpreted as the confrontation and acceptance of one's shadow. It ends with everything being engulfed in a fireball and a shot of the new land growing abundant with new trees and life. All the people go on to the new land, and on top of the cymbal rock.
Yeah.
BTS
the cymbal
has
rock,
completed
yeah.
their part
So it was right. It was the cymbal rock, right? The pride rock, yeah.
of individuation, and now they have become and grown into a better human being.
I thought he was going to touch on the doves flying back, like the 7 doves flying back. I guess that means that they all gained their peace, right? Yeah. So 7 doves fly back after the dove, you know, died and resurrected, right? So doves now fly back to 4 or 7.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Yeah.
Now, it did take me a very long time to decipher this music video, and honestly, with so many references, I don't think I'm 100% correct. In fact,
That's okay.
I have a lot of doubts on myself as well. So if
That's
you
fine.
could suggest some better theories or some other ideas regarding my interpretations, that would be awesome. Put them down in the comments below. And also, this video will probably not be monetized because, well,
You've got the videos in there.
Claim the copyright,
Yep.
rightfully so,
Yep.
because we use their music.
Yep.
So if you could support us via Patreon and patreon.com/DKDKTV, your little help goes a very long way in supporting us in making these kind of videos, especially the Explain series. So please be sure to visit patreon.com/DKDKTV, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Shout out to
And Dave is gonna
DKDKTV.
explain. Ooh.
Oh, David's gonna play Ooh, so this was before Ooh, right? Okay, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, shout out to them, man. They're really good. I like their theories. And yeah, he does well. But yeah, he should have touched on the doves, because I was really curious as to what he thought of that too. Anyway, shout out to you. You can't get everything, can you? Let me know what you guys think. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for sticking with me. I appreciate you guys for your involvement and your pushing and keep on dragging me down into the hole. I love you guys for that. Shout out to 방탄소년단 and shout out to the BTS army. Let the purple hearts in the comment sections flow. I'll see you guys on another day, another reaction video. Stay tuned and we're out. Peace.